One of the nicest people you're going to meet in South Georgia, Bobby Jordan. Bobby, you are a prolific writer, aren't you? You write a lot.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from Willacoochee, Georgia.
Who inspired you to write?
Well, my greatest inspiration comes from, I would say, Jonathan McKnight and other ministers I've known in the gospel who have written books. So that kind of inspired me.
Would you say that your books are sort of self-help spiritual books so that people can have a place to go to kind of find some, foundation for themselves? Would you say that kind of fits your genre of what you're writing in?
Yes. Yes, I would.
Your first book, and do you have it with you, or is it history now? This is
The
it.
first book is Just a Thought.
Now, tell me a little bit about Just a Thought. What might we find in Just a Thought?
You'll find in Just a Thought, you'll find that where a lot of people in our community or in other communities have gone on, and they asked me to write about their loved ones and in remembrance of different things. And so I started writing in the newspaper. So therefore, I just collected all of the articles out of the newspaper and put it in Just a Thought.
Well, that's somewhat historical too, because it has a lot of people that have passed and gone on in it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that is always available.
Right.
That
Always.
one is, yeah.
Always.
And then after that one, you must have been sitting there thinking, I've got all this in me, and it's swelling up to come out.
Right.
What'd you do on the next one?
The next one is part 2
Of Just a Thought.
Of Just a Thought, yes.
And is this some more of the great people that you've known through your life?
Yes, it is. Some of the very great people, the ones who I want to remember, forever, really, because I have loved ones that have gone on, and reading this, it helps me to remember them more. And when different ones come and ask me to write about their loved ones, it makes it even better.
I'd be remiss without asking you who our lovely friend is with us today.
This is my friend Mary Dennis.
How are you,
She's
Mary?
a friend of mine, and she's my alma bearer. She stayed with me. She supports me, so
Wow.
she actually came with me today.
Mary, does she get an idea and she says, I've got to go write, or how does she do this?
She's right.
Right. Now, I see a bigger book there with a great shot of you on the front of it. Tell me about this one, Prison Bound. What does that mean?
This is Prison Bound from Behind the Wall, and what I've done with that is I've had prisoners who's actually doing time send me letters, and I combine them and I put them in the book. They gave me their testimonies, and it began when I was doing a program at church to encourage our young people to better themselves. And so once I got the letters from the prisoners, I said, well, I can help more people than just at my church, and that's why I put it in the book.
Are some of these deeply heartfelt letters, are they from these gentlemen's heart that are in jail?
Yes.
Well, how do you feel when you read them pouring out themselves to you? Does it inspire you?
Oh, it inspires me quite a bit as to share their letters with other young people so that they can, say, I don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
And in this book, my son actually has a testimony in this book also.
Okay. So he was in jail?
He wasn't in jail, but
But
he came close.
Yeah. So he wrote you his
Right.
feelings and from his heart. I think when people experience these life-changing things, they become deeply spiritual at times, don't they?
That's right, yes.
That's their way out. And then, of course, you've got the big one there.
Yeah.
Bobby, tell me about Mama Why.
Mama Why is a play where, speaking of child abuse and how to deal with child abuse. And this young girl, her uncle, and he's the only adult in their life at the moment other than their mom and aunt. And he sees the moment to abuse this young lady. And so before he could do much damage, her mom caught him, and he was arrested and sent to prison. However, once he was arrested, it didn't end with her.
So that's a very deep story there.
It is very deep.
story. Now, Mama, when will the pain stop? Tell me about that one.
And it is also, it's the same young lady who's gone through, she's older now, but the pain is still there. A lot of time when a child gets abused, the actual act of abuse is ceased, but the pain inside hadn't ceased for her. And so her mom had remarried, and so somehow the Lord blessed her stepdad to somehow break that chain that had her bound there.
Folks at home by now, you know I'm talking to a marvelous person, Bobby Jordan. Bobby, this book of Bobby's book of plays, have they been put together and performed on stage yet, or are the plays available for production, or what are you hoping to do with your book of plays?
I'm hoping that one day I can do a production of all 3 plays. They haven't been on production yet, but I'm hoping one day.
I like all the titles, now don't get me wrong, but The Twins of a Different Color, that could be a dynamic presentation.
I believe it can also.
I do too.
It's my favorite.
You must have stuff just coming through your mind all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you do? Do you work? Are you a pastor?
Yes, I'm the secretary at Willacoochee Elementary School.
So that's what you do for a living.
Yes.
But there's another side of you that's got all this stuff floating
I'm
around.
a minister also at Sear Street Church God by Faith.
Wow.
Here in Douglas.
Wow.
When we do the plays at church, I write all our plays at church.
Wow.
And we perform them. And my pastor once said, he said, Bobby, the only thing wrong with your plays is they not being on stage. And so that makes it worse.
So if a person would like to take one of your plays and carry it over to real life and put it on stage, you're very open to that.
Yes, I am.
And Bobby, I know we're going to have a lot of people that want to get in touch with you, that have seen you on TV today. How do they get in touch with you, Bobby?
Well, they can call me at my home, 912-534-5780, or they can call my cell at 912-422-8397.
This isn't all you got. You got some more up there that's going to come out, haven't you?
Yes, I have several plays that I've written for the church that I'm going to put in a book also. And there's more yet to come. Yes.
Do you think you'll always write?
Yes.
Always. Did your mom write or your dad write, or is this just something you do?
No, Mom didn't write. And Dad, he passed on, so he didn't write out either.
Yeah. But I would love to see your plays on the screen or on the stage anyway. I'd love to see that. And if you're watching in Valdosta or Tifton and you have a little theater group, you probably want to call Bobby and talk to her about bringing her book to the stage. That would be marvelous.
Yeah, I would love that. I would love that.
I want to thank you for making the trip up today to share your greatness with us, and I think you're great.
Thank you for having me.
I love writers, I love artists, and I love musicians, but gosh, for somebody to reach inside themselves and write about these deep subjects. Now, you said you were a pastor. How long have you been in the ministry?
I'm a minister. I'm a minister. I've been in ministry over 20 years now.
My word.
Yes.
So God's blessed you, and you're giving the blessings back.
Yes.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for making the drive up to talk to us, and I want everybody to check this out. And if they want to get your books, how do they get your books?
Well, they can contact Creative Designs, which is in Douglas, Georgia. They can call 309 4998, area code 902, or you can call our church there at Sear Street Church God by Faith, 912-384-4589.
And those are the numbers on the screen, folks.
Right. And also you can pick it up at Gospel World.
Okay.
We will have some there starting this week. They'll be at Gospel
Where's
World.
Gospel World? In Douglas?
In Douglas.
Douglas.
Yes.
So,
or they can call me.
Yeah, call the numbers and get your copy. And if you're interested in doing a great play, call Bobby. She'll tell you what you need to do to make this work.
And also, if they're interested, I can write them a play.
Very good.
Just tell me what they want it on.
Thanks for coming to see me.
Thank you.